Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video by me, the Doc 11. Okay, so today, oh by the way, excuse my cold, I'm a bit ill, got a cold, yeah, really I should be sleeping, but anyway. So, today I'm going to do a class trailer breakdown and a Christmas special first look discussion. And thoughts and stuff on both class and the Christmas special this year. Okay, so first of all, the class trailer. Well, first of all, we have this corridor. And it looks like something you'd see maybe. It kind of reminds me of The Walking Dead, when they're in the hospital in the first season, when Rick wakes up and you've got all the flickering lights, and then you see these shadows. Now, the shadow looks like it's got a spiky back. In a way, the shadow actually reminded me of Davros for some reason, I don't know why. So you got the shadow, and then the next thing you know, you see London at night. How beautiful is that? Is it London? I think it must be London if it's Coal Hill. Anyway, and then I thought it was set at Coal Hill School, yet it says Coal Hill Academy. So I'm guessing it's a branch of the school, because later on the doctor says that it was a caretaker there, so it must still be part of the school, unless they changed name, because all schools are now getting changed to academies. Could be that. So yeah, you've got Coal Hill Academy, sets the setting, shows you it's set in a school. And then, you know, you've got the main character, that blonde guy, which I've forgotten the name of the character. He's got this big speech, and it shows you all the characters in a really cinematic style, which I think is really cool, and it kind of reminds me of, like, what a Justice League trailer should look like, you know. You'd have Batman talking, and then you'd have, like, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, Cyborg, and then obviously Superman being shown. I think that's what they should do with the Justice League trailer. And it just kind of made me think of something like that, but it was really cinematic and it looked really good. And then obviously you've got the girl in it. I think the character's called Sophie or something, or maybe the actress is. I'm not sure. But she says, "What have you seen? Was it shadows?" And that kind of sets the tone for the series and kind of develops the story a bit more. And then obviously when she asks that, you get all these dramatic flashbacks to a guy screaming. And then you get to finally see a shot of what the monster looks like, and in a way it kind of looks like the thing from the Fight of Pompeii. You know, the monster with all the lava, and it's got all this lava running through it and stuff, which maybe that is what it is, I'm not sure, but it did look really good. And then, obviously, Catherine Kelly's character, she looks amazing in this, by the way. She says something like, we're in very grave danger. And it's kind of like she knows more than she's letting on. And, in a way, you'll see what I mean in a bit. I feel like she's hiding something, like she works for a secret organisation. Possibly something like Torchwood or Unit. And then you've got this, you know, you've got all these dramatic shots of all these monsters being shown, characters being dragged and attacked by all these monsters. And then you've got the female character saying to some male character, which I can't remember which character it is, she says, "I'm not made of glass." And it kind of hints at a possible relationship between them, which shows that it is a teen thing. And then the main character that we're talking at the start of the trailer, when all the characters are introduced, says, "Would you believe me if I was from another planet?" Now, maybe he's the Doctor's granddaughter regenerated. What a twist that'd be, you never know. Barbara could have regenerated, but you never know. Which I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, "Would you believe me from another planet?" And that girl's just like, "God, yes." And then, obviously, it sort of stops. And there's a bit of comedy, like, "You're talking to a boy!" And I just think that were really cool. You sort of, it breaks from the action and the drama. And then the next thing you know, you got all this comedy. And then all the characters sort of, they're having this discussion. It's kind of sort of referencing back to Justice League. Kind of like maybe Batman talking to the Flash, and then the Flash then talking to Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman talking to Superman, and them sort of coming together and forming the Justice League. That sort of style, you know, they're all talking like, how can we do anything about it? And then you see a guy kiss the alien character, which shows a lot. Because then it starts doing all this running, and it cuts from, like, the gay kiss, which I'm going to call it because it was a man kissing a man, kind of like Torchwood, I don't know, that's just what it made me think of, and then it cuts to action and running, and then you got what looks like someone's back, kind of like they're having sex, I'm not sure, just what it looked like from the trailer to me anyway. And then you've got, you know, you see this other planet and all these, like, different worlds. And then you get more kissing, and the tone of it seems like they are about to delve into an intimate scene, and you can definitely see a Torchwood-style tone to the series. And then you get a bit more action, and then Catherine Kelly does her version of the man that stops the monster speech, and she says, "You will fear me," and she really does, in this moment, remind me of Sarah Jane Smith. And I feel like she is secretly working for a secret organisation, and when she says this, she just seems like a female version of the Doctor. And if anyone could, from what I've seen in the trailer, if anyone could play a female version of the Doctor, Catherine Kelly would be perfect at it. Because that would be a perfect female Doctor. If the Doctor was ever going to be female, which obviously there has been a lot of controversy around it. But the way she speaks and the way she sort of tackles them, and she's like, you know, the head, it does kind of then come across as kind of like Sarah Jane. And like, you know, she'd stop the monster, she'd fight him. And then obviously the Doctor gets introduced, he's like, well, I was the caretaker here, and stuff, which I think is really cool. And then, you know, you get to see the Doctor and him using the Sonic, and then it shows a class logo, and then you get a bit of typical teen banter. And, you know, they're just like, oh yeah, like, they're coming through space and time. They're like, the what? Oh, like that time, once upon a time. Vampire Diaries. You watch Vampire Diaries? They're all very attractive. And it just seems like something, like, me and Sixth Form myself, it just seems like there's a sort of banter teens talk about, and I definitely think the writer captured that in that scene. So, moving on from class, I now want to talk about this Doctor Who Christmas special, because obviously, New York Comic Con's been this week, well, it was last week, but obviously, this video's the week after. New York Comic Con happened, and obviously they released the Class trailer, which, thank God. It's a shame I'm in Germany when it airs, which is next week. So, they released this teaser picture, and it was a G, it's on the screen now. And then they released this behind-the-scenes sort of trailer thing, a bit like Justice League did, actually. Anyway, so you see this really bad CGI TARDIS flying over London. What the hell? Oh, I got a text. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so then you get a bit of BTS, you see him filming, and then the Doctor's hanging from something, and then you're like, what's he hanging from? But then there's a bit more BTS, and the Doctor's about to start shooting, and there's the guy with the clapperboard, and it has a superhero on it. Now, I was looking at it and I was thinking, oh, Justice League. It's weird, because we'll talk about the superhero a bit later on. And then we see snow. It isn't Christmas on Doctor Who if there isn't snow, which is always good. And then obviously Matt Lucas is on set, you get to see that. And then the Doctor's on a balcony. Now, I don't know what about this balcony the Doctor was sat on with the person that just disappeared. There was just something about the balcony that reminded me of the scene in Annie, where she looks out of the window and she's on the balcony. And then you see Matt Lucas as Nardole holding up an I Heart New York sign. So, is it set in New York? And maybe that was an American-style New York balcony? I don't know, I've never been to America myself. I do think that's what it was. And then there's like this, then we cut to this circular room, and the Doctor enters, and there's like all these, like, it seems like a glass cabinet, and there's all like these glass objects in it. Now we see it a bit later on in the trailer as well, where there's people walking around the outside of it, or the room's moving. But it seems kind of like some sort of object museum, I'm not sure, maybe we'll see more. And then obviously the Doctor, you got a bit of, there's a coloured man, and he's got like these people dressed in white. They're sort of dragging him and pulling him along. And then there's a scene, and then it cuts to Peter laughing as the Doctor in front of that coloured guy, I'm not sure what. And then you see Matt Lucas in a funny costume. Now, I couldn't work out if it was an Indian-style outfit that they were going for, or an Egyptian-style one. But there was just something about the outfit, and because Matt Lucas is quite a large guy, he's bald, there was something about it that reminded me of Dorian, the blue guy, that Simon Fisher-Becker played. Dorian, yeah. Okay, there was just something about that kind of reminded me of him, and maybe that is who Matt Lucas becomes, I don't know. And then you see this bloody superhero guy. Now, you see him, and he's stood in a room, and he's got this costume on. There should be a shot of it on screen now, and it's got that G from the thingy, so obviously that G was linking to his character. Now, what is he like? The Galaxy Man or something? Just no. And then you've got, obviously, Peter, and then it cuts to, like, Peter and Matt and Peter messing about on set. And, you know, then we sort of get to the trailer sort of bit of the first look. You know, you've got this TARDIS scene, you've got the Doctor pulling a lever, you've got Nardole running around. We see some explosions, we see a bit of drama. This superhero guy, whatever he is, he then pushes this character against a wall and knocks him out. Now, I don't know what it is, but at this moment I was thinking, maybe he isn't a superhero, maybe he's a super villain. And I have some particular thoughts on that regarding this. So then you see all that, and then it cuts to a shot of him on a rooftop, possibly like a balcony, you never know, which I'm guessing was some kind of New York, and he's in full costume with a black mask on. Super villain, superhero, what the hell are Doctor Who doing? That's like putting Batman in Doctor Who. Like, as cool as that'd be, it's not Doctor Who. Why? In a way, the character reminds me of the villain out of Kick-Ass 2. That's what it looks like. It looks like a low-budget superhero movie, and it looks absolutely rubbish. Obviously, as a fan of Doctor Who, I'm going to watch it to find out if I'm right, and obviously, maybe my thoughts will change closer to the time. But right now, I hate the thought of a supervillain being in Doctor Who, or a superhero kind of thing. The Doctor is the hero. He's the superhero. You don't need someone to run around in a cape fighting crime. That's not Doctor Who, that is Kick-Ass. It's kind of like the blended Kick-Ass and Doctor Who together, and it's just not right. And then you get to see the Doctor on like an antenna. There's a little boy in pyjamas, and they're on this like silver antenna in front of a green screen. It's behind the scenes footage, and I don't know what it was, but at this point I had flashbacks to that episode with David Tennant where he's on the antenna, and there's lightning coming off of it and stuff. You know which one I mean? And I don't know what it was about that, but that's what it made me think of. Maybe that was an Easter egg to it. And then you see this nurse, but you can't really tell she's a nurse. She could be a maid or something, but I think she's a nurse from what you see a bit later on. And then she sort of peeked through a door. But then you see someone's eyes look up to the camera. Now, I had to watch this little bit twice, because the first time I thought it was a guy. The second time, I thought it was a woman. And when I looked at the eyes and the lips, it looks like Missy. So I am thinking that this could be Missy. And then we cut to this wide shot of like an office building. There's all these soldiers and guns. It could be unit, or it could just be normal soldiers, who knows. And then there's a guy that pulls out a gun and it's just like... And I just had... But the thing is, he looks like Daniel Craig as well. He had a look at Daniel Craig, and all I could think of was James Bond. I said, they've merged Batman, bloody... It looks like Nightwing does a superhero. They've merged Nightwing, James Bond and Doctor Who together. What's next? Star Trek. And then these glasses fall on a camera, and the Doctor looks, but it looks like there's no one there. Like that person earlier on in the trailer vanishes. Maybe that's the monster, maybe this G, the supervillain, superhero, maybe they are the one controlling people, or maybe it's the Invisible Man, because the way this episode's sounding so far, there's a high chance it could be. And then you get this shot of the Doctor looking through a window, and there's a spooky window, and it's open, and then basically it says the Doctor will return in The Return of Dr. Mysterio. What the hell is that title? Stephen Moffat, you have ruined Doctor Who. It's simple as that. You've put superheroes in it, you've put all this rubbish stuff in it. I know that you want to refresh Doctor Who. You want it to get as good as it was before. Putting supervillains in it, the Invisible Man. There's nothing wrong with setting it in New York, that's beautiful. But The Return of Dr. Mysterio. Now, I do kind of remember the Doctor saying he calls himself Dr. Mysterio in an episode of in Series 8, but I'm not actually sure, maybe it's Series 9. But I don't like the title. And I do want to know how... I'm looking forward to seeing Nardole, of course. I'm loving to see how he comes back into it. But there's just something about it that just doesn't seem right. And that's just my thoughts and predictions to the Christmas special and Class. I can't wait for Class. It's going to be so good. It literally looks like a new version of Torchwood. That's how I picture it. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping the hype's going to be as good. Because if the first series gets absolute hit on BBC 3, they'll make a second series and even more. Eventually, I'm hoping they might even put it on BBC 1. But, I don't know. And the Christmas special doesn't look too bad. But I am very, very disappointed with a lot of the stuff in it. Anyway, I've been the Doc 11th and I'll see you in my next video, whenever that'll be, probably next week. Goodbye for now. Bye.